Hello and welcome back again to my channel. My name is Gloria, and in this video today we're going to be looking at surviving in Canada as a new immigrant. For many of you who are new to Canada, this will be of interest to you, so don't go anywhere and make sure you watch until the end, and we're starting right now. Canada. It is a very beautiful country to live in. Yes, we have good times. We also have our bad times. But for newcomers who come into this country, they need to also understand that there are struggles. And I've made several videos about struggles for new immigrants facing this country, what you need to know before moving to this country. But today I'm going to be telling you how you can survive in this country as a new immigrant. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about the weather because that's the most important thing right now. We're in fall season, and it's cold for people who are just moving into a different country like Canada, for example. You need to know that we have different clothes for different weather types, right? Like right now, I said it's fall season. Sometimes it gets so cold, you need your sweaters. We call it sweater season as well. But in the winter time as well, you need to dress up in layers. I've made a video about that. I'll leave that in the description box. You can't just say because the weather looks like it's bright, so the sun will shine all day. No, even though the weatherman tells you, the weather forecast tells you, look, it's going to be a little bit of sunshine today, but it's going to be rain too, something like that. You have to wear you have to have your coat in your car or with you at all times, because you never know. There was a particular time 4 years ago in this country, I saw 4 seasons in one day. I'm not joking. It rained, the sun was shining, it snowed, all of this in just one single day. So the weather is always an issue here, but you know what? As long as you're warmly dressed, you should be fine in the winter and the fall season. Not too bad like that, but yeah, your people who brought you here or people who are your friends here will tell you more about that. It's not something that we need to go in depth into because it's just one of the ways you can survive here. And then I need to say this very quickly in regards to the weather. When you buy your coat for winter, like your winter coat outside of Canada, please know that when you come to Canada, you need to buy like the real winter coats, because the ones here are quite different from the ones outside of Canada, because this is actually built for the Canadian weather. Sometimes it gets to as bad as minus 40 degrees, minus 45 degrees. Yep, I've been in this country, it was minus 43 degrees. I'm not joking. But you know what? I was well dressed for it. The other thing I want to talk about is the people. And I've made several videos about what you need to know about the people here in Canada, like the Canadians. There are several ways for you to get acclimatized to their culture, their perception, and the way they reason and the way they talk. For you to be very close with the Canadians, you need to know that they love pets. I've made a video about what Canadians like. In order for you to start a conversation with them, you need to talk about the weather, for example. Oh, it's beautiful today. You already started a conversation. Oh, I love your pet. What's the name? Is it he or she? How old is he or she? They love that kind of thing. So you need to kind of know them very well to get to know, blend in with them. Canadians are very nice people. I know a family who just moved into Canada some few months ago, and they told me, you know what? Almost everything that they got in their house, like in their living room, were gifts from people, their neighbors and friends who just knew that they moved into the country. I'm not saying that they're Father Christmas, so don't get me wrong, but they're very, very nice. They have the art of giving. They're very, very nice with that in that area. So yeah, that's one thing you need to know, and that's one thing that will help you to survive, because you might not just know how to get everything you need, but with people around you, you should be able to. And if you're new here, and I would suggest and I would recommend that you try to know people around your area. Like, try to know people. You can't just be in a community without knowing people, because they are the ones that will be like, okay, this is what you need to get, this is how you get it, and stuff like that. So to survive in this country, you need a community of people around you. I'm not saying stick to your own country's people. If you're from China, for example, only stick to your Chinese people. If you're from Asia, stick to Asians. No, try to blend, because this is a multicultural country. Try to blend with other people so you kind of know their culture and what they like to do and how you can as well blend in the country. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to talk about here is work. And I know I've made videos about how you can get a new job and how you can thrive in your job. But the truth is this: when you come into this country as a new immigrant, I know the first thing in your mind is, that's the first job I want to get. That's the first thing that comes your way, and that's the first thing you're going to get. Don't stay in that particular job for a very long time. Don't get too relaxed with being in that particular job, because at some point in time, no doubt, it's happened to me before. I just feel, oh, I'm getting the amount of money I need. It's just taking care of my bills and stuff like that. But trust me, it's not always going to be like that, because you have families, right? Some of you came with families. So you need to be able to learn how to move from one job to the other, because a lot of people in this country, they move jobs anytime, at any point in time. But I'm not saying it's good for you to do that, because a recruiter will look at your resume and be like, why are you leaving this job to that job? What's the problem? They want to investigate, and ask more questions. But what I'm trying to get here is the fact that for you to survive in this country, don't just rely on, this is the particular job I'm going to stay with for a very long time. No, you can move, because nobody says that you are stuck with that job forever. No, you can actually move in this country. And so the other thing, when it comes to getting a job, there are jobs that pay you just the minimum wage. You can find that on the job site. There are jobs that can pay you high rate or high wages. You also need to know fully well that in order for you to get like a high pay, you need to, for example, if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, if you're an engineer, you have to come here and take a course. I've said it in my video before, many persons who came to this country, they had to take a course, because the country needs you to have a certification in whatever you're doing. I had a certification before I did whatever I'm doing right now. Some other persons did that. I'm not saying that some persons did not get away with not having those certifications. They did. So that you don't come back and quote me that Gloria is lying. No, because I know of some persons that they came from Africa with a particular job, and they just continued with that. They didn't have to go back to school to take a course to get a certification. They just continued like that. But in order for you to survive in this country, don't just stick to that one thing for a very long time. The other thing I want to talk about is a home here in Canada. For newcomers who are just come into the country for the very first time, the first thing you want to do is maybe stay with a family or friend, or rent. It's much more cheaper for you to rent. I've made a video about that. I'll put that in the description. At some point in time, you want to get your own house or your own home, because it's much more cheaper. And I won't dwell much on this, but for you to survive in this country when you first come in, if you're an international student, know fully well that there are shared accommodations that you can stay in. It really helps to reduce the amount of rent money you have to pay to your landlord. Like when I first got into this country, I stayed in a shared apartment with other students, international students, and I paid like $500 and then it increased to $550. But if you're to stay alone as an international student, you know that it's going to be too much of a rent payment for you. If you came in with family, you know fully well that renting an apartment will be much more cheaper at this time. As time goes on, you can now decide that you want to get either a condo apartment or a condo or a house in itself for you and your family to live in, because like I said again, it's cheaper to do that. To also survive in this country, man, it's really not easy to survive in this country, but you need to be prayerful. You also need people. I've said that before. You also need to be smart. Smart people make it here in this country. You cannot just also think that you would come here and you'll be lazy. You can't make it, or you can't survive in this country if you're lazy. You need to be hardworking and smart, intelligent. You need to have the brains in order to succeed in this country, and you need to be very, very what's the word I'm looking for right now? You need to be a little bit aggressive about number one, looking for a job. You also need to be aggressive in the way you do things. I'm not saying here that you need to be aggressive when you're speaking to people. That's not what Gloria is saying on this video. I'm just helping you to learn things that would help you to survive, because it worked for me, it worked for other people that I know of, and I'm sure it's going to work for you. There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to surviving in a country like Canada. I might not say everything today. If there's something that I missed, please let me know in the comment section. Guys, please leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I want to know what your thoughts are about my videos. I want to know your thoughts about if you have something else to add to what I've said so far. Please let me know in the comment section. If you're already here in Canada as an international student or an immigrant, let me know in the comment section. I want to know how your move to Canada has been, how you've been able to thrive with work, with your children's school, with the people around you and your community as a whole. I want to hear from you. I know that this video is getting too long, and I'm going to end this video right now, guys. Please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, turn on your notification icon so that you will be notified when I make new videos, and hit that like button for me, please. It's very, very important. And don't forget to watch the videos that pop up on your screen as well. And until I see you in my very next video, which of course will be very soon, take care and stay safe.